Welcome to the Abundance Effect, where we empower ambitious women with practical tools to live their most rich and fulfilling life in business and beyond. I'm your host, Larisa McCook. Let's get started. Before we dive into today's episode, I just want to say thank you. We've had some beautiful reviews come in, and they genuinely mean the world. Jazz shared that each episode is thoughtful, practical, and empowering, focused on real abundance, not just money, but mindset, purpose, and growth. And Maria, she wrote that the podcast was pure joy and that it warmed her heart and recalibrated her soul. This is exactly why I do this. Thank you both for taking the time to leave these words. And if you're listening and the show has supported you in any way, I'd love for you to leave a rating and written review on Apple Podcasts. It truly helps the podcast grow and reach even more people who need these conversations. All right, let's get into today's episode. Most people think that success comes down to discipline, mindset, or motivation. But here's the truth that most high achievers do not want to hear. If your nervous system is not trained to receive success, you're unconsciously going to cap it no matter how capable or driven you are. Recently, my clients and we experienced this in real time, and it was in a way that was quiet, that was emotional, and far more powerful than any productivity hack out there. So here's what happened. On one of my morning success calls, we did an exercise that we hadn't done probably in a couple of years. Most of my clients had never done it before, but there were a couple of us that actually had done it a couple years ago. So here's what happened. Each person was featured one at a time. Everyone else was unmuted and shared what they liked, loved, respected, and admired about that person. There was no fixing, no coaching, no deflecting. They just received verbal feedback. Now, what surprised me, it wasn't the words that people shared. It was what happened on the inside as they heard them. Some went quiet. One client got teary-eyed. There's always tears on a call like this. Good tears, tears of joy. And another one said, it's easier to receive this now than it used to be. And I experienced that myself. But when I heard my client say that, it got me thinking, and it reminded me that what we're doing isn't just some feel-good exercise. We're actually training our nervous system for success. And so here's what most people miss. Success is not just about what you pursue. It's about what your body feels safe enough to hold. So let me say that again. Success is not just about what you pursue. It is about what your body feels safe enough to hold. Whether it's compliments, support, money, opportunities, visibility, you name it. If your nervous system associates being seen with pressure, expectation, or risk, you're going to deflect or minimize or even overwork in order to compensate. Not because you're broken, but because your nervous system is trying to protect you. So your nervous system, it doesn't resist success. It resists unsafety. We talked a lot that day in the morning call about something called the law of giving and receiving. Most high achievers, they're really generous givers. If you think about yourself, you probably love to give, do things for people, help other people. You support others, you encourage others, you show up for others. But if you don't allow yourself to receive, you're not actually balanced, you're leaking. And here's the part that tends to land hard. When you deflect a compliment, you're not being humble, you're interrupting the flow. You're stealing. If someone offers you that genuine feedback or appreciation and you just swat it away, you're actually robbing them of the experience of giving. So receiving is not selfish. It's totally relational. Refusing to receive, it doesn't make you strong. It actually keeps you capped. And so let's take a look at science for a moment. Positive social attention, being seen, being praised, being acknowledged, this activates the same nervous system pathway as evaluation. And even good attention can feel unsafe if your body learned early on that visibility meant pressure. Maybe visibility meant judgment. Maybe visibility meant loss of control. When someone says, I admire your leadership, your body might respond with tension or heat or the urge to explain it away, right? Have you ever had a compliment where someone praised you and you tried to explain or justify what it was all about? Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not mindset failure. That's conditioning. And so here's the good news. Nervous systems are trainable. Repeated safe experiences of being seen and received, especially in community, they rewire what your body associates with success. And so when you have a safe experience over here, a safe experience over here, a safe experience over here, a safe experience Monday, Wednesday, Friday, over and over and over again, day after day, week after week, all of a sudden, those will start stacking on another, and your body will associate it with success, and it'll associate this feeling of being safe with success. The impact of that call, it didn't end after we shut down the Zoom room. It actually changed how people showed up that day. One woman, she said, I showed up and I didn't say anything to my husband. I didn't really do anything out of the ordinary, but something must have been different because my husband came up to me and he was fun and he even called me by my pet name. She's like, he hasn't called me that for a long, long time. It changed how they spoke. It changed how they carried themselves. And longer term, it changes how you negotiate. It changes how you parent. It changes how you allow people to support you, and maybe even how you stop apologizing for existing. Because once your nervous system learns that it's safe to be seen, it's safe to receive, you stop hustling to prove your worth. And confidence is not built by pushing harder. It is built by letting the truth land. Okay, I'm going to say that one again. Lots of good quotable lines in this episode. Confidence is not built by pushing harder. It is built by letting the truth land. And that ripple, it doesn't stop with you. When you receive cleanly, you model safety for others and you give them permission to do the same. That's how culture changes. That's how leadership actually works. And so here's a simple practice. There's no journaling required. The next time somebody compliments you, pause, breathe, and just say thank you. Zip your lip. No justification, no deflection, no humor to escape. Just take it in. And that's going to teach your nervous system a new normal. So if you're listening and thinking, I would love a space where I don't have to armor up, where growth actually feels safe, that's what my morning success calls are all about. We do not do this specific exercise all the time. However, it's a perfect example of the kind of depth, the kind of intimacy and real support that exists right there. So if that kind of community matters to you, you can explore what that looks like through the link in the show notes or message me directly if you'd love to have a conversation about whether or not my morning success calls are a good fit for you. Because success, it doesn't just come from effort. It comes from a nervous system that knows how to receive. So play with this, soak it in. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you next time. Bye for now. If you're finding value here and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit follow. These episodes are short, intentional, and designed to give you something practical you can apply immediately. And if this one resonated, share it. Because success isn't just personal, it's relational. And the more people who learn how to receive well, the healthier everything becomes.